Hey guys, what's going on? I'm back, and as promised, we're gonna begin learning Kotlin. I couldn't wait to get back home to start this. I'm really excited. This is not gonna be a hand-holding experience because I myself need hand-holding in this topic. We're gonna do it together, you and I, okay? Because I have no idea what this language is, but I'm very excited about it. I feel it's promising, I feel it's powerful, I feel it's... You get my feeling here? Alright, so we're gonna learn it together using Kotlin cones as we discussed in the previous video. I'm sorry for the bad audio on the previous video. The Bose headphones are not really meant for recording. I thought they would do a good job. They do a shit job. Don't use them. These Apple earphones are way better. I have a faster internet now also, so our experience will be much more streamlined. We left off yesterday. I didn't launch the app that we wrote, the small app that we wrote using Kotlin. So we're gonna do that now. It did run eventually. What else do I have to say? Yeah, so it's not gonna be, I have not seen any of this before. So the gist of it is that you come here, you open this page which tells you about what you're gonna need to know to solve this exercise, and then you solve it. You see if your answer was correct, you check, you revert, you undo, whatever. I don't know how it works, but it's a lot of exercises, and we're gonna go through a lot of them. I wanna learn it myself, honestly. So it's much more fun to learn it with someone than alone, because it gives you like an incentive. But the purpose, why I don't prepare these things before is because the purpose is to show you that it's not really something scary or something intimidating even. It doesn't deserve your fear or your respect to put it up on a shelf and say that I can't do that, it's too big. We're just gonna run the fucking web browser and just try to see what we can come up with as usual. That's why I don't prepare, so that you can see if I did it so easily, you can as well. I only have some background of programming. It's not something monstrous, to say the least. It's really very, very, very little, and we're gonna be able to do it. There's no if. We're gonna do it. Okay, so as soon as this finishes indexing, by the way, you should go here to settings in Android Studio and just type in Logcat. You have your debug messages. You should change them to green or whatever color that's different from the color that the other logs appear in, so that when you're doing log D or something, it just shows up as your message, so you don't have to look around for the tag or filter for it in the filter box. It just shows up with the color that you recognize, which is in my case green. This is the info, verbose, warning, whatever. So you should do that. Now before actually getting into this, you're gonna have to well, actually you don't have to do anything yet. We're not gonna use Android Studio yet. We're just gonna run these exercises on the web. So while this finishes indexing, we're just gonna start. Okay, here we go. This is the beginning. Can't wait. Alright, simple functions. That's easy. We understand that, right? Take a look at function syntax and make the function start, return the string OK. Alright, seems easy. In the tasks, the function to do is used that throws an exception. Your job during the cones will be to replace this function invocation with a meaningful code according to the problem. Alright, let's just run it as it is right now. Run. Why isn't it running? Oh, it is running. Okay, so we're gonna have to... how do I Did I do it? Is this full screen? Exit full screen. Don't show bookmarks bar. This is the best I can do. Okay. So, exception in thread main. Not implemented error. An operation is not implemented. So this to do, obviously, internally, it throws a not implemented exception. And we catch it here. Okay. So this is the page that they want us to look at so that we can be able to start the exercise. Let's just see if this is done, because I just want to get it out of the way. Got our coffee here. We're in for a long haul, bro. Fuck you, you're so slow, man. This is 3 GB. I've given this guy 3 gigabytes of fucking memory. Kotlin not configured? I did configure Kotlin, you asshole. I did it yesterday in the video. Never mind. Alright. Package specification should be at the top of the source file. Package my.demo. This is Java. It's not required to match directories and packages. Source files can be placed arbitrarily in the file system. That's cool. We don't care for that right now. We just want to solve this problem. Function having 2 int parameters with int return type. Excuse me. So it goes like fun, meaning you're defining a function, name of the function, parameter, the parameter name. Okay. Parameterized, bro. A is an integer, B is an integer, and it returns int. Alright. That seems easy. I think we have enough to solve the problem. No? Let's try. Okay. Start. Okay, it's already solved. It's because the function, this keyword, says that you're defining a new function. Start is the function name. Takes nothing. Instead of this, it takes nothing. Right? It returns a string. Like here. With a colon. And then returns this. What if it doesn't return anything? Does it go like this? I don't know. Alright, and we say return. Okay. Check. Completed successfully? At least show me a green something, man. Oh, sorry. Yeah, this is for compilation. Yeah, you saw nothing. This is for compilation. It compiles fine, but if I do this... What? Why isn't anything happening? Completed successfully. What is the page dead or something? What is happening? Revert. Okay. Return. Okay. Okay, this is not enabled. How the fuck? This page is dead. Okay, so this guy ran. Let's actually run this is written in Kotlin. I did it in the previous video. We said convert file to Kotlin after installing the Kotlin plugin from JetBrains plugins inside the settings. So you go settings, plugins, install JetBrains plugin, you choose Kotlin. And now you can do this. Convert file to Kotlin. So easy. And it does the Java for you and converts it. I didn't write anything, except for this. Okay, so now it's installing APK. Okay, this page is back. It seems it's back. Let's check. You don't want to check? Check. I don't get what's going on. I don't understand what's going on. Show answer. Yes, I know it's the correct answer. But I don't want to run it. How the fuck does this page work? Use block body in. Oh, that's not. Oh, it's not the correct answer. This is the correct answer. You just say okay, you just assign it to okay. Oh, there we go. Okay. So let's just experiment with this page. Okay, so on the fly type checking is good. We want this. So what if I say check? Now it works. Actual is 0 is ODDK. Expected is okay. Click to see the difference. Okay. This is pretty cool. Okay. Check again. Okay. And if I do this, can I run? Run. All tests passed. Okay, where's the output? It's just a test. Okay, we get... there's no output. Of course there's no output. We didn't call the function. Let's... Oh, you can't call it. This is how you call it? I'm skipping ahead. I just want to know. There has to be some main or something. I don't know. Okay, so we got our first answer. Passed. Okay, how do we proceed to the next exercise? Oh, we canceled that dialogue. Oh, so this is the test that this runs, okay? This is the test that the program is running through so that it can... So if we change the test, we can't change the test. Okay. Alright. So this is our first program. See if we can get the dialog to pop up to say congratulations. No. Okay. Java to Kotlin conversion. We're still in the introduction. Okay, this is the first one. This is the second one. Okay, before we do that, let's check visor. This is our Kotlin test. It was written in Kotlin. And it works. And there you go, there's the log. We assigned a variable. They call it val. Is it val or var? Var? Oh, variable is never modified and can be declared immutable using val. I'm sorry, I keep coughing. I was sick before. This is nice. Okay, so if it's a val, it's immutable. You cannot change it anymore. You can't go like this. Why? Because it cannot be reassigned. It's immutable now. If you do like this, without the semicolon. So what does this mean? Redundant. Yeah, I know it's redundant. I'm just trying to show the people. So if we run again, obviously it's going to return 1029. Right? Of course. So that's something new. Cool. Var for mutable and val for immutable. Let's move on. Java to Kotlin conversion. We have a handy tool for Java developers, Java to Kotlin converter. It works better in IntelliJ IDEA, but you can try it online as well. To become familiar with it, please convert the code below, copy Java code, choose converter, copy the result function back. Okay. So we're gonna do just that. The app ran, it ran. Where's the output? It didn't run. Okay. So we're gonna change this while this is running. I don't care. We're gonna do this. Used to be Java code. Do you want to convert it to? Yes. It's converted. Let's ask. Oh, they want us to start from the fun to JSON. No, we're just gonna paste it all. Okay, they just want the fun to JSON. 0 errors, 0 warning. Check. It works. See, this is their converter, and it's a plugin inside IntelliJ. So what I did was just I pasted it, and the clipboard, I mean the IDE identified that it was Java now, because Kotlin is configured on this project. It's now a Kotlin project, or a Kotlin enabled project at least. So you can have both, I guess, at the same time. Since we have log.d, I don't think it's a Kotlin specific thing. It's a Java specific thing. So it just converted it, and they want to see that we can run the converter. And that works, whatever this is saying, regardless of what's happening inside this code. It's just the conversion that they want to check. Did the code run? Come on, it's still not run. Okay, whatever. We're just gonna close this, and we're gonna keep this guy open. We're not gonna use it, but whatever, you never know. Start next task. Default and named arguments. Default and named arguments help to minimize the number of overloads and improve the readability of the function invocation. The library function join to string is declared with default values for parameters. I've seen this in Objective-C. That's cool. It can be called on a collection of strings specifying only 2 arguments. Collection of strings specifying only 2 arguments. Make the function join options, return the list in JSON format. Example ABC. What? Let's start at the beginning. Default and named arguments. Function parameters can have default values, which are used when corresponding argument is omitted. That's correct. So when you don't pass in something, it can pass it on by itself. If you specify what it should pass by default, it's not gonna be null just because you didn't pass or something, or the compilation doesn't finish with errors. This allows for a reduced number of overloads compared to other languages. Okay, overloads means, what does overloads mean? So if you overload a function, it means you have the same function, but you're passing different parameters. So you have read, which accepts like a string, and you have read, which accepts an integer and goes with that integer to an index and reads something from there. It's also reading, but it takes an integer. This is overloading, making the same function do several things with different parameters but the same name. Okay, I think fun read. Variable b is an array of bytes. Variable off is an integer with a default value of 0. Variable len is an integer with a default value of b.size. What is b? Is the array. Okay, so it can calculate the size of the array. Wow, how the fuck can it do that? Nothing is yet finished. They're being passed at the same time. What if I specify len at the beginning and b at the end? Will it still work? Default values are defined using the equal after type along with the value, like this. Name of the variable, the type of the variable, name of the variable, type of the variable, and the default value that this variable takes. Same here, name, type, value. Value. Overriding methods always use the same default parameter values as the base method. Overriding methods always use the same default parameter values as the base method. Alright, so I have the base method, the super. Everything that overrides from that super always uses the same default parameter values as the base method, as the super. When overriding a method with default parameters values, the default parameter values must be omitted from the signature. Open class A. What the fuck is open? Means public, I think. Yeah. Open class A. Open function foo takes an I which is an integer at the default value of 10. Class B, which is not open, extends, obviously, the colon, A, override fun, which is the foo function, same as above, and you give it also an I with an int. No default value allowed. Why? Isn't it gonna take the 10 from the upper one? Overriding method always when overriding a method with default parameters values, the default parameter values must be omitted from the signature. Because it's gonna take it. It's gonna take the 10. That's why you can't specify another one, because it makes no sense. You're gonna take the 10, no question. So don't bother. Okay. That's cool. Let's get into this one. Or do we have enough to solve this exercise? Okay, the library function join to string, this one, is declared with default values for parameters. Separator string is a comma and then a space. Prefix is nothing, it's just empty string. Postfix is also an empty string. See, a prefix is something that comes before something. A postfix something comes after something. In case you didn't know. It can be called on a collection of strings. Join to string, meaning join these strings into another string. That's what they mean by join to string. I thought they were joining the toString function. Specifying only 2 arguments, make the function join options, return the list. This is some really novel English, man. They mean specifying only 2 arguments. You can only specify 2 arguments so that you can make the function. They're asking you to make the function join options, return the list of strings in JSON format. Okay. Okay, so you have the collection here. It's options, but join to string. Okay, so this join options. Wait, no. This join to string, okay, it's a library function. It comes with the collections, with the collection class. Alright? Where did they say that? The library function join to string, already it's defined, it's something. Okay. See, it works on collections. Creates a string from all the elements separated using a separator and using given prefix and postfix, if supplied. If the collection could be huge, you can specify a non-negative value of limit, in which case only the first limit elements will be appended, followed by a truncated string which defaults to. Very nice. Really nice. Okay. So this function exists in the world of Kotlin. It's already called join to string, and this is the definition of it. This is its definition. It can be called on a collection of strings. They're already telling me this. Oh, so stupid. Specifying only 2 arguments. What the fuck does JSON format have to do with any of this? Why do they say JSON format? Okay. I'm afraid. What am I gonna write? Okay, we have to pass it the parameters here, okay? Because we're gonna make a new function using this pre-existing function, which is called join to string. Okay? So, we want to make them in JSON format, meaning the prefix and the postfix have to be this. No. Like this. You know why? Because the join to string is already doing the following: A with a comma and then space, and then it says B and then comma and then space, and then says C, and then puts nothing after, meaning the postfix, it puts nothing after C, and it puts nothing before A. So this part in here is already being done. What we have to do is make it look like this part, which is the big one, which has a bracket to the left and a bracket to the right. These are passed using two arguments, the postfix and the prefix, and it will make this function join options spit out shit like this now. A second format, which they believe is JSON format. Let's first check. What? Yes, no, maybe. What's the test look like? What do you mean yes, no, maybe? What? I want to specify the prefix and the postfix. What the fuck does yes and no mean? Actual, this is what was passed. A left bracket. A left bracket. This is our left bracket. Here. This is our right bracket. This is what it did with them. Wait, no, man. No. Okay, let's whatever, just I want to check something. Yes, yes, ABC, no, ABC may be. What the fuck? What, is it already working and I don't know? So this is what he wants, and this is what he's getting. Okay? So he wants two brackets, regardless of the ABC. He doesn't actually mean ABC. He's just gonna put some shit inside. Apparently it's yes, no, and maybe. He wants us to just fill in the prefix and the postfix, like I said. So what's he doing if we pass just one of them? Where does he put it? Let's maybe read some more. No, this is the function definition. This is not how it behaves. This does not tell us anything about name to string. We have to see the implementation of it, but whatever, we can try, just see what he's doing with them. He puts one after, okay. So we need first of all, we need a comma to imitate this output. A comma and a fucking, just like this, man, just like this. These are the default values. I don't understand. This should be assigned, this, what I'm feeding it now, a comma and a space, should be assigned to the, oh, it is assigned, okay. Very good. Very good. So it puts nothing here, nothing here. Okay. Okay. So you see, because we're passing this in the beginning, right? It's placing it instead of the comma space, because it's expecting a separator, and we're giving it the separator here as the first argument. Okay. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna specify, hence the name of the exercise. See how stupid you can be? Name the arguments. We're gonna specify what we're gonna pass. So stupid. Okay. Prefix equals, how does it go? Okay. Equals this. Postfix equals this. Check. What do you know? It works. You see? what happened? We tried just passing randomly. We're doing the exact opposite of the function, what it's trying to achieve. So we passed an arbitrarily placed parameter to the function, and we just went like this. So we did. So what it did was just place what we passed to it instead of the separator, which is completely natural. This is what it's supposed to do. This is the definition of the function we're dealing with. Join to string. The first parameter is the separator. Whatever it gets, it's going to place between these values, which are already loaded into this test. As you can see here, they're loaded here already. Okay? So it just places whatever you put. If you want something specific, you can have 0 arguments if you want. Look. See? It did produce something, which is yes, no, maybe. You passed nothing, they took the default values, which are comma space, nothing, nothing, and they did the function, the function ran over these arguments. It's fine. But if you want to pass something specific, you're gonna have to give it a name. Prefix, it can be, if you want, 99. And postfix, it can be 100. It's going to place a 99 before, 100 after. Let's try giving it the separator. A huge separator. This is not how you type separator. Separator, alright. It works. Places whatever you give it here. So let's move on to the next test and make this one work. Check. Okay, apparently the move on to next test only appears once, the dialog. Alright, default arguments. There are several overloads of foo in Java. This is in Java. One that takes name, number, boolean. One that takes name, number. One that takes name, boolean. One that takes only name. What the fuck is this one? It returns foo. So it's a recursive function. But what does it do? And this shouldn't end in the universe. Return string foo of string name. It will never end. Maybe, I don't know. All these Java overloads can be replaced with one function in Kotlin. Change the declaration of the function foo in a way that makes the code using foo compile. Use default and name arguments. What is all of this? Why? What is this preloaded stuff? I didn't press anything. This stuff came with a... Oh, okay. It's kind of solving it for me, kind of. Alright, whatever. If to uppercase, then name to uppercase. Else, just name, and then plus number either way. Okay, so this one takes name, number. It's just a combination of three parameters, right? The first one says if it's to uppercase, then make it uppercase, otherwise just return name and then add a number to it. The second one just calls itself with false for the second one, I mean, calls the first function with false as a uppercase. The third one, it calls the second function. Oh, this doesn't call itself. I was saying that this calls itself. This calls the previous function. Each one calls the other, okay? And they all call the top one. This is easy. This should work. This is the fucking answer. No value passed for parameter. Oh, of course, this is not the answer. See, he's passing here. Okay, we need a combination of two things. First, named parameters, and then default values. Because the issue here is that this is implemented, alright? This is the function you need to implement, and this is the line you need to change over here, regardless of what this shit says. No, not regardless, but not in this case. So the issue here is that foo, the first call, this list of obviously just it combines strings, and all these functions return strings. So this is perfectly valid. Alright, so each time he's calling a different function. But what he's passing, the A here, is just gonna be thrown somewhere, you know? He's gonna think, you see what he says here? No value, let's read this one. Line 5. Okay, this is line 5. He says no value passed for number. Also, no value passed for uppercase. So he thinks we're referring to this guy. He thinks we're all referring to this top one. See here what he's gonna say. He's gonna say one more missing, because there are two. He's gonna say no value passed for to uppercase, because no boolean. Okay, there's a boolean and there's a name, but there's not a number. No value passed to number. Okay, so this guy is just passing shit. It doesn't work. First of all, because there's no default values above, so it cannot work with anything. You didn't pass it, it's not gonna pass. Okay, so this is easy. Let's just remember how you pass default values with an equal. Yes. What? I want to edit it. Come on. Fun. How do you write fun name? Fun foo. Like this. The name is a string. This is how you do it. Okay, it's going to default to Odai if there is nothing. Name number is an int. It's going to default to, how old am I? 29. To uppercase is a boolean. How do you write a boolean? Like this. It's equal to, am I an uppercase? I don't think so. This is not how you do it. Boolean. Let's just go back a little. Come on, just, oh, with a capital B. Well, excuse me. It's with a small b here. What the fuck? Why would it be in a capital B? I think we found a bug in the language, bros. Okay. So these have now default values. This is gonna work, but it's not ideal, because with here, yes, it is ideal actually, because he obviously will know where to place the string in the string parameter. He's not gonna try and place it in the number parameter, so you don't have to. I'm not sure, but I don't think you have to do like this, because where is he gonna attempt to place the A, for example, in the int? No way. Check. See what? What did I see? What the fuck? Okay. Let's try this. Name is equal to A. Name is equal to A. Name is equal to A. Just like all the others. Okay. Check. Okay, now we're just guessing. Why? Oh shit. Yeah. Shit. Watch this, bros. He's expecting this output. You have to look at the test. This is the output that's gonna pass. If it's not this, it's not gonna pass. So it's a combination of fixing the function and making the test pass. So he's expecting, finally, regardless of whatever shit you do in the end, this should come out. A small a, the number 42, small b, the number 1, an uppercase C, the number 42, an uppercase D, the number 2. Okay? This is what you have to do. So here you can say name is equal to A. Okay? So there's so many variations to this. Okay, but let's make this one pass. The B was small, right? What does the test want? The B, okay. The number, this was preloaded already. This was all preloaded. To uppercase is true. It wants a C42. So, okay, it's gonna add a 42 if no number was given. So we're gonna have to change our default. Okay? And if no string was given, there's no case where no string is given. In all cases, the string is given. So we don't have to worry about fixing the default value of the name. We have to worry about when no number is given. And where no boolean is given to uppercase. It's gonna have to do it itself, so we're gonna have to tell it how it's gonna do it. So in the first case, we don't have to, no boolean, boolean. So in both cases, they have to be true. And this has to be true as well, in case we don't. No, it has to be false. Because in these two cases, the first one and the second one, no boolean is given. So what you're gonna get is an uppercase if you pass through. Because it's gonna say if to uppercase, if it's true, make it uppercase. Okay? So this should work. So scared. Victory! Alright, let's fuck around with this some more. First of all, we don't have to do this. Let's do something more. No number. No to uppercase. We're just gonna remove the named arguments and see what happens. Why is this wrong? What do you want from me? What's the fucking error, man? Oh. Come on, dude. The Boolean literal does not conform to the expected type int. Why? Because it's the second argument. You're right, program. So that's why we use a named argument. Because here, at the second place, it's expecting a integer. 1 second. So here in the second place, it's expecting an integer, and you're passing through, so it's not an integer. That's why you use a named argument. It's brilliant. This is like Python. You can do this in Python. Ouch. So if we say here, we can't change the test, right? So this should also work. It works. I wish I could see. Oh, no, never mind. Okay. So what else can we play around with to show you more what's really happening? Not much. It's self-explanatory. Show answer. Correct. Correct. Onto the lambdas. I'm afraid of lambdas, honestly. I've never been sure of what they do. It's a nameless, it's a godless function. It exists from nothing. Okay, Kotlin supports a functional style of programming, like Lisp. Higher order functions. You know, I went through higher order functions in structure and interpretation of computer programs by Gerald Sussman and the other guy, and that's where I stopped Lisp. So I didn't really understand what they were, how they operate. Let's continue a little of the named arguments, see if we can grab anything more useful. Unit returning functions. Whoa! If a function does not return any useful value, its return type is unit. Unit is a type with only one value, unit. This value does not have to be returned explicitly. Wow. Fun print hello, given a name string. What is this question mark? Did someone explain the question mark while I was away? No one explained the question mark. Where's my money? I want my money, yeah. Never mind what the, oh, okay. Oh, so you put a question mark here. If name is not null, print ln hello name. But why not say just name? Why this parameterized query style thing like SQL? Just give it the name. Return unit or return is optional. I guess this is gonna return the string, because no, they didn't say that it returns a string. This is where you put the return type. They didn't specify that it returns a string. So it's gonna return a unit, whatever the unit is. The unit return type declaration is also optional. Whoa. Well, that's nice. You can just not return anything. Oh, see, if you have a return type, you have to enter the colon, which I was questioning before. If you don't have return type, you just don't do anything. Single expression functions. When a function returns a single expression, the curly braces can be omitted and the body be specified after the equal symbol. Fun double takes an x as an integer and returns an int. This is very nice. Explicitly declaring the return type is optional, when this can be inferred by the compiler. Wow, my world is being blown right now. This is amazing. Fun double, okay, is equal to x plus 2. Easy, so easy, bro. Explicit return types. This is a little deeper than I'd like to go. Let's go to another exercise, lambdas. Okay, before reading what a lambda is, let's see what the exercise wants. Pass a lambda to any function. What? Any? There's a definition for any? What? To any function? Okay. Dot any. It returns a boolean. Returns true if array has at least one element. That's nice. Instead of going size bigger than 0. Oh, this is how I look on the cam. On iterables, returns true if collection has at least one element, has at least one entry, has at least matches given predicate. Fun, given a key value pair. Returns true if at least one entry matches the given predicate. Okay. Back to the exercise. Pass a lambda to any function to check if the collection contains an even number. The function any gets a predicate as an argument and returns true if there is at least one element satisfying the predicate. The predicate means the if, the contents of the if, meaning number divisible, number modulus 2 is 0. That's the predicate for something being even. So it looks like, oh, actually, let's just type that without looking into what a lambda is. What the fuck is a lambda, man? This is an expression I'm about to type. Okay. Where's the number? Is this it? But I have to have the number. Contains even. Contains even. Let's check back with any. Do I say something like, can I say just predicate like this guy's saying? Let's close just lambdas for a second. Predicate is equal. I have no idea what I'm doing right now. So let's just back up and read about lambdas. Higher order functions. A higher order function is a function that takes functions as a parameter. Wow. Wow. That's mind-blowing. A good example of such a function is lock. It takes a lock object and a function, acquires the lock, runs the function, and releases the lock. Okay. It's called lock. It takes the variable lock, which is itself a lock. The body, what is the body? The body of the function? It locks, return the body, and unlock. Let's examine the code above. Body has a function type, which is this function type. So it's supposed to be a function that takes no parameters and returns a value of type t. It is invoked inside the try block. Here, where? Here, yes. It's called here. This is where he calls it. What does he give it? Nothing. What does it do? Nothing. Return lock, I guess. Okay. While protected by the lock, and its result is returned by the lock function. It's invoked inside the try block. Here. While protected by the lock, which happened here, and its result, its return, is returned by the lock function. What? What? If we want to call lock, we can pass another function to it as an argument. Fun, to be synchronized, shared resource.operation. Val result is immutable, we learned that. Lock, you give it the lock. Where's this lock coming from? To be synchronized, I don't understand anything. Another, often more convenient way is to pass the lambda expression. Lock, it takes a lock, as this says. Wait a minute. Oh shit. This is what's happening. This is the first parameter, not this. Okay, so this is the first parameter. This is it. It's a lock. That's the variable name, and the type is lock. Alright, that's clear, I think. The second parameter is called body. Just as this one is called something, this second parameter has to be called something else. It's just the syntax that's fucked up. What it is of no type. Takes value of type t. Value of type t. It's just type, the generic type. Okay, and returns a type. This is what lock does. But what does this do? Okay, so that part is clear a little. Let's repeat what they were explaining. Let's examine the code above. Body has a function type of parentheses type, so it's supposed to be a function that takes no parameters. This anonymous function, this function that we just created right now inside this space of the universe. This thing is a function with no parameters, and the return type of that function is a t, type t, value of type t. It is invoked inside the try block here, function no parameter, called body, while protected by the lock by this other first parameter, and the result is returned by the lock function. Okay, now this part I'm not getting. The result is returned by the lock function. I see. If we want to call lock, we can pass another function to it as an argument. Another more convenient way is to pass a lambda expression. Like this, you open the curly braces, shared resource dot operation. You run the operation, whatever the operation means. But for the purpose of continuing this section, brief overview. Lambda expression is always surrounded by curly braces. Got it. Got it. Always surrounded by curly braces. Okay. If its parameters, if there's any parameters, are declared before the flash, parameter types may be omitted. Parameter types may be omitted. What does that mean? It means you don't have to say variable colon. You don't have to go like this. The name of the variable and then its type. You can just say like this, lock. Okay, or anything else. I didn't want to say the word that sounds like lock. The body goes after the flash when present. After the flash when present. The type goes after the flash when present. What the fuck? No, this is the body. It just returns this unit, which is called t. Remember the unit? It's of when no return type is specified. It returns a t. Oh, here the return type is specified. I don't know if you're getting this, but it's a little bit complex, at least for me. I don't know. In Kotlin, there is a convention that if the last parameter to a function is a function, that parameter can be specified outside of the parentheses. Yeah. Okay. Let's look at this final one. Let's go through this. I think it will be clear. Another example of a higher order function would be map. Fun. This is the this is not the return type. This is what the fuck is this? List. It returns a list dot map. Okay, you're overriding from a pre-existing class. Transform. This is a function name, just like here. We had body. Now it's called transform. It takes a type parameter and returns an R. Whatever those mean, but it doesn't matter. Type and returns R. Okay. And the whole thing returns a list of R's. Okay. So you give it a list. So you give it R again and again. I think you run this in a loop. No. You give it iterables and it returns them as a list. val result is equal array list of R. The syntax, man, the syntax is getting to me. I don't understand the syntax. It's calling this array list of with the type R, giving it nothing. Oh, there you see, you call it in a loop. For item in this, which is this, result add transform item so that it returns the list. It's genius. See, this is where my intellectual level is at, and this is where they're working on. I want to go above the camera so that it's, you get the idea. How the fuck did they think of these things, man? This function can be called as follows: val doubled this, okay, see, ints.map the variable, the function name is it, and it returns, no, the value passed is it, and it returns it times 2, so it doubles them. Note that the parentheses in a call can be omitted entirely if the lambda is the only argument to that call. Note that the parentheses in a call can be omitted entirely if the lambda is the only argument to that call. Okay, that's why there's no parentheses here. There's only curly braces. One other helpful convention is that if a function literal has only one parameter, its declaration may be omitted along with the flash. Oh, you see? So this thing I wrote here, this is the sum of my already understanding this whole I'm just joking, I just wrote it out of my ass. So you can, if it's the only thing you're gonna pass to this, any is the same as this. This is already implemented for us. All we have to do is write the condition. Okay. So, but what's the number? That's the issue. Okay, just let's continue. I think we got the idea here. Okay. And its name will be it. So they decided that the name would be it. Okay. These conventions allow to write link style. Link is something from it's a database, link queue. It's Microsoft something. Why would they say link? Aren't there any other examples? Link queue, .NET language integrated query. Okay, we're gonna go through not really. Bye. Okay. Strings.filter, it.length. You can call it bit or fit or whatever. It.length equal 5. Sort by it. Map it to uppercase. Whatever it is. Now we got it, bros. Now we got it. See, he's assigning the length to 5 of whatever this string is. No. This is a condition or an assignment. This is a condition. It's not an assignment. Assignment is 1 equal. This is a condition. Sort by it. Okay. Whoever is 5. Get me the strings who are length 5. It means, in this case, he's trying to tell you that it is the object. It, you know. This shows that it doesn't have to be called it. It can be called anything. Sort by it and map it to uppercase. Map meaning he's going to use this one. Transform this into a list of uppercase strings using map. Watch this. It modulus 2 is equal to 0. Is equal to 0. It works. Why does it work? Because it's a cool language. So all this, you don't have to understand, I guess, what's going on inside the Lambda. It's just a syntax issue. It's easy. Okay. It's easy. I did not try this before, but this last part, this is where it really solidified in my head and in yours, I hope. So this is it's self-explanatory, really. We've been covering this part and we went through it one by one, and this is where it hits home when you understand this function. So let's go through this function again. Transform takes t, returns r, and the whole function returns r, a list of r's. So the first argument to this inner function, this is a function here, right here. This is a function, okay? It takes a t type and returns an r, so that this whole function of t's and r's can return finally a list of r's. The result is array list of r, whatever you give it here, it's going to go array list of this, and for every item in it, so obviously the items in this, so this has to be a list of r's, definitely, or an iterable of r's, because he's giving them the name item and he's doing the add, the transform on them, and then adding to the result, yeah, so that he comes up with a list of them finally. So obviously in the beginning they're not a list, yeah, they are a list here, an empty list that accepts r. They're an empty list of this type, whatever that type is. And for each item in the list that's not yet the result, in another list, the result is yet to be constructed. Here it's being constructed. For every item in the other list, the one which you pass to it, it does the transform and then adds it to the result. So given this can be called as follows: map ints.map. Wait, what is ints first? Oh, your collection of integers. You map for every int, you put it inside here, it becomes that int times 2. They double. So given this line, which is helping us reach our conclusion, note that parentheses in a call can be omitted entirely if the lambda is only one argument to that call. Okay? So where does he call the parentheses so that he's telling us they can be omitted? Here. He calls the parentheses. You don't have to. I don't fucking know what this one is doing still. Doesn't matter. One other helpful convention is that a function literal has only one parameter, in our case here, only one parameter, which is the predicate. The meat of the if that we're trying to give to this function so that it can return a meaningful value. If this is only one meat, you can just say like this. You don't have to go like this. But let's do that either way. Does it work still? It works. Okay. But you don't have to do it, because it's the, and its name will be it. See? Its name will be it. Okay. This allows us to write like this: strings filter. Filter is a function which takes a higher order function. It takes a lambda. This is a lambda. Sort by it, map it to uppercase. This is a lambda as well. This is a lambda. Is this a lambda? This is not a lambda. This is just a variable. Yes. Okay, I think it's pretty heavy for today. My head is bumping, bro. That was too much for my soft brain. Start next task. We're just going to look at it and then we're going to stop. Strings. Read about different string literals and string templates in Kotlin. Raw strings are useful for writing regex patterns. You don't need to escape a backslash by a backslash. Below, like Java, below there is a pattern that matches date format 13/06/1992. 2 digits, a dot, 2 digits, a dot, 4 digits. Using month variable, rewrite this pattern in such a way that it matches the date in format 13 June 1992. 2 digits, white space, month abbreviation, white space, 4 digits. We're gonna do that later. We're not gonna do it now because that was a lot of lambdas for me, man. But I really understood it. It seems like it's a great language. We still have a lot. This was just the first section. Of course it's a lot. Life is hard, you know? Okay, so that's lambdas. I think and the default and named arguments, those were very helpful. It seems like a great language. I can't wait to do more of these little series. Join me next time. Maybe we'll finish the introduction. I doubt that we can finish the introduction. But whatever it is, we're gonna be finishing more of this stuff. If you liked this video, leave a like. If you disliked it, leave a dislike, I guess. And I'll see you in the next one. Hope this helped you. Bye.